We are officially at the halfway point of the NFL regular season, as today we had the NFL trade deadline day. We saw quite a bit of trades go down. We saw Demaryius Thomas get traded to the Texans, Golden Tate get traded to the Eagles, Ty Montgomery get traded to the Ravens, Dante Fowler Jr. get traded to the Rams, and Clinton Dix getting traded to the Washington Redskins. And I think all 5 of these trades, I think they are going to be a huge asset to all these teams going forward. The Texans, they get a number 2 wide receiver to line up with DeAndre Hopkins, as Will Fuller is out for the season with an ACL injury. Golden Tate, he's definitely going to help out in the passing game, gives Carson Wentz another weapon. Nelson Aguilar has really been inconsistent this year. He's kind of struggled throughout his career. Alshon Jefferson battling through some injuries early on in the season. I think he's going to definitely help out the Eagles moving forward. Dante Fowler, he just makes the Rams defense much more lethal and much more stronger. And with already how good the Rams offense is, it's going to be very tough to beat the Rams moving forward. The Packers had a good chance last week, but that was ruined by Ty Montgomery, but that's neither here nor there. And speaking of him, he was traded to the Ravens today, and I think he could help out in the running game or the passing game, wherever John Harbaugh finds him useful at. And Clinton Dix joining the Redskins secondary, which the Redskins, they are quite an underrated defense. They feel like they're one of the best defenses in the league, and it's going to be tough to run against them, especially the running defense. It's been hard to run against them all season long. They really hold their end of the deal on defense when it comes to the rush defense. And adding Clinton Dix, one of the best Packers secondary members, I feel like it's going to help out their secondary a lot. Compliments to Josh Norman. The Redskins are going to be a defense to really look out for moving on with the season, as they are leading the NFC East right now. And with that move, maybe it really propels them to the playoffs. So on to the Week 9 predictions last week, 10-4. Let's see if we can get 10 wins again. That's the goal. So we start off with the Thursday night football matchup, the Oakland Raiders versus the San Francisco 49ers. Do I really have to make a pick for this one? I mean, both these teams only have 1 win. It's really not like this game's going to be any worth watching. This could probably easily be a disappointment. Although the Thursday night game the 49ers played last year against the Rams, we thought it was going to be very disappointing. But it turned out to be a high-scoring affair. And I'm going to pick the 49ers to win this matchup. I just don't know why. I just feel like I just have to pick someone. And I feel like the 49ers just been kind of... Well, both these teams could have a little bit more wins. Both these teams could have a better record right now if they would just be able to finish games. I mean, the 49ers, they could have at least 3 wins right now. The Raiders have about 3 wins themselves, so this could be a better matchup. Or it could have been a better matchup on paper, but I will pick the 49ers to win this matchup. I literally don't know why. Next, we got the Chicago Bears versus the Buffalo Bills. And the Bills, it looks like more quarterback issues with Buffalo, so I'm going to pick the Bears. The Chiefs versus the Cleveland Browns. And the Browns fired Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley this week. And I will pick Chiefs in this one. Although this could be a tough matchup for them because the Browns players, I think they're going to put that chip on their shoulder because they want to really impress the new interim head coach, and they are going to be motivated in this one. But I just think Pat Mahomes is just too good right now. Pat Mahomes could be the only quarterback that could conquer this Rams team. So I feel like it could. I would love to see the Chiefs versus Rams in the Super Bowl, but I think it's going to be the Patriots and the Chiefs. But I would be interested to see what Pat Mahomes can do down the line. Now I'll pick the Chiefs. Jets and the Dolphins. And I didn't know about this one. I am kind of back and forth on this one. But I'm going to pick the Jets. I feel like the Jets, they got some potential this week. Although the Dolphins are pretty good at home, I just got to pick the Jets. I feel like last Thursday night is still stuck in the Dolphins' head right now. Next, we got the Lions and the Vikings. I'm going to take the Vikings to respond after last night's Sunday Night Football loss. I just feel like the Vikings, I feel like they need this win. I feel like playing a divisional rival, they're used to seeing divisional rivals like Matthew Stafford. They know what he's going to do. And I think the Vikings are going to get back on track soon, and it could be this week. I'm going to take the Vikings. Next, we got the Atlanta Falcons versus the Washington Redskins. And with the trade with Clinton Dix this week, I think it makes the Redskins defense a lot stronger. And I think the Redskins are going to end up winning this game. I think this is a must-win for the Atlanta Falcons if they're going to keep up in the wild card race. And I think they won't be able to win this one. I like the Redskins in this one. I just feel like there's too many injuries on defense. And I feel like this game will end up being close. I feel like it's going to be kind of... Some tells you it's going to kind of be an average score, like maybe 24-20 type of thing. I feel like it's going to kind of be an average score, but not as high as a score. I don't think the defense will give up that much, but the defense will unfortunately give up too much. I like the Redskins. Next, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Carolina Panthers, and I'm going to take the Panthers. Even though Ryan Fitzpatrick's getting the start this week and Jameis Winston's on the bench, and Deshaun Jackson and Ryan Fitzpatrick have good chemistry, I just think the Panthers got some momentum after winning last week against the Ravens, taking down the Ravens, who has one of the top defenses in the NFL so far this season. And I think the Panthers carry that momentum. I like Carolina. Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to take the Steelers. This is going to be a big matchup. I feel like this is a must-win for the Steelers if they're going to kind of keep up within that division. I feel like this is going to be a huge game for the AFC North. This could determine the AFC North going forward. I like the Steelers. Next, we got the Houston Texans, who are one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team in the NFL right now, winning 5 in a row. Well, they're a hot team. They're on a 5-game winning streak after starting off 0-3, going up against the Denver Broncos. And Demaryius Thomas's first game as a Texans to be against his old team. And wouldn't it be nice if he just completely dominated? That could be something. I feel like Deshaun Watson's going to have at least 330 passing yards in this game, and probably 4 touchdowns. I like the Texans to improve their winning streak to 6 games. Next, we got the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Seattle Seahawks, and I feel like this is going to be a great matchup. I mean, even though this may not be a good game to a lot of people, it may not be good on paper based on what the records could be, but this might have to be a game where Russell Wilson has to win it by himself again, kind of like last week against the Lions. But I think the Chargers are going to win. I think they're coming off a bye week. They may be going to a hostile environment in Seattle, but I feel like Phillip Rivers will make the plays to get it done. And there's still some holes in the Seahawks offensive line. So I will take the Chargers. Next, we got the Los Angeles Rams and the New Orleans Saints. And to tell you the truth, I feel like the Rams aren't going to go undefeated. I know some people want to see the Rams go undefeated. Some people think the Rams will go undefeated. They think the Rams have the potential to go undefeated. But I just don't think they do. I thought they're going to lose at some point. I thought they would lose last week. They possibly could have lost last week. But they go on the road at New Orleans, and we all know that is a tough road place. It's a tough place to play on the road, because those fans are very rowdy in New Orleans. They party in there like there is no tomorrow. They scream. They shout. They hoot and holler. They scream very loudly. And they really love to cheer on Drew Brees even louder when he's winning games. And I think with the Saints being able to win some games this season, keeping up in that playoff race, leading the NFC South, I am going to take the Saints to upset the Rams and ending their undefeated season. I'm not a hater of the Rams. It's kind of cool they're undefeated right now. But the thing is, I think they're losing at some point. And they could have lost last week, but I think they actually probably will lose this week. Because I think the Rams got a little bit lucky last week. Maybe won't be so lucky this week. So I like the Saints to pull off the upset. Next, Sunday Night Football, we got the Green Bay Packers versus the New England Patriots. I think this is a must-win for the Packers. They had the win against the Rams last week right on their fingertips. And it got screwed over because Aaron Rodgers is going to go down the field and score. He was going to, because we know what Aaron Rodgers does. And unfortunately, that's still on the back of their minds, even though they traded Ty Montgomery. Once that calendar turns in November, the Patriots play on a whole nother level. It just sucks the Packers couldn't get that win last week, because now they're now in must-win territory from here on out. I feel like the Packers have to win this game to kind of make the playoffs. And I know it's going to be a long road. The Packers could get on a hot streak at any moment. But I will pick the Patriots to win. I just feel like the Packers have struggled so far this season. And the Packers, now that I'm saying this, they're probably going to come back and win 6 in a row to end the season. But I think the Patriots win this week. I just feel like once that calendar turns November, the Patriots are on a whole nother level. I like New England. And finally, the Monday Night Football game, the Tennessee Titans, who are very struggling, who are underachieving so far this season, and the Dallas Cowboys, who are also underachieving so far. And the Cowboys traded for Amari Cooper last week. They gave a first-round pick in exchange. And I think the Cowboys will win this matchup. I feel like they're just lucky to play the Titans, kind of when they're at a low point right now. Even though both these teams are coming off of a bye. I just feel like that these teams... I just feel like this matchup isn't going to be as good as a matchup as it would have been if it... Compared to preseason, everyone was excited about this matchup. Two young quarterbacks, Marcus Mariota versus Dak Prescott. And you've got a talented running game led by Zeke Elliott on the Cowboys and Derrick Henry, Dion Lewis on the Titans. However, I think the Cowboys win this game. I just feel like the Cowboys are kind of up and down so far this season. They kind of have been up and down throughout the last 2 seasons. And I feel like they're going to be up this week. I think the Cowboys win this matchup on Monday Night Football. And those are my picks this week. Just a quick recap. I've got the 49ers, Bears, Chiefs, Jets, Vikings, Redskins, Panthers, Steelers, Texans, Chargers, Saints, Patriots, and Cowboys all winning this week. Comment your picks down below. Also, comment your thoughts on my picks. And I will see you in my next video for picks against the spread. 3-1 last week in the NFL. Can I keep the hot streak going? Can I take advantage of the momentum that I have? We'll find out soon. Find out what my picks are tomorrow on Johnny Talk Sports.